Coming up right now, it's the final curtain call for the Netflix DVD service, why the streamer is bidding a final farewell to the red envelope that launched a billion-dollar company.
Also coming up, a woman's recent photo shoot announcing her new baby on board has many scratching their heads, why some are calling it morbid. You be the judge.
A little bit later on, find out why a school district is putting one teacher into some serious timeout.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English. Man, we love having you here on Daily Flash. We got a whole hour packed with some goodness, some good stuff. You're going to really enjoy it. And we're kind of just graced with his presence.
Yes.
Fabian Marcano from Daily Flash. Latina from Andy Little for today. How are you, buddy?
Thank you, my man. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for having me.
I love the Mad Men look with the jacket and the,
That is
what do you
called-
call it, the pocket square?
The pocket square. That's called a presidential, as you'll see right there.
Oh, a
This is the
presidential, that's what it's called?
That actually straight across, when you see that, that's called a presidential.
Very nice.
This is basically called a flower somewhat, and when you see them in the points, there's a generally you call a 1, 2, or 3 point. And these are all real too.
I love it.
A rabbit comes out. But do not, if you need to blow your nose, ever
Do not
expect me to
pull
think
one.
I'm going to give you this to blow your nose.
Well, because I
He
couldn't
looks
give
great,
it back
I love
to you.
that.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's yours. Keep it.
Yeah, Tom Hanks, making news, posted something really interesting on his Instagram page. He said that there is a dental commercial going around with his image, his voice, promoting this dental service. And he said, it's not me, I didn't agree to it, this is a deep fake.
Oh,
and
wow,
he said,
okay.
please make sure I am not promoting any kind of dentistry anywhere.
It's interesting. You know, here's a guy that, like Polar Express, they used
Yes.
his likeness, to make other characters and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. And, while at the time, it's just like everything, when the robots take over, it's cool at first, but this kind of stuff goes bad. How would they be able to get away with it, first off? is what
Well,
was-
I mean, all you do is take an image of him and you're able to turn it
But
into,
how do they think that they're going to get away with it? Like, Tom Hanks will never find out about this dental plan.
Right.
We'll
In
run
Malaysia.
we'll run it in England.
Yeah, exactly. But I think
it's
if
a
you-
big problem,
Yeah,
right?
and if you look at this story, and he mentions Polar Express, because I knew this was going to be a
really?
problem
Okay.
once we made Polar Express, the whole digitizing of material for the screen.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at the actor strike that's still ongoing as we speak right now, this is one of the points of contention, which is having rights to your likeness, whether you're living or passed away. And Tom Hanks is concerned, once he passes, will they still be able to manufacture him as an actor, when he's long gone, and still make money and profit off of his name, his likeness, and his voice?
Well, first off, I think you have to license it off much you would
Yeah,
music, I would imagine, right? You say,
absolutely.
look, the state would make money afterwards and after that point. It's interesting to see that because I think there's a new Terminator movie coming out too, where they're using some of that as well. And first off, I was like, wow, another Terminator movie where they had used that technology to make you look, the deep fakes look and everything. And I could see why, if you're an actor, you should be kind of scared of what you're signing your life away with in these sci-fi movies or these movies where they're going to use deep fakes. All right. Speaking of movies, it is an end to a movie rental era. Do you guys remember getting the DVDs in the mail?
Yes.
25 years. Netflix calling it quit with their DVD mail service. The streamers sent out their final disc September 29th. Remember those iconic red envelopes? They changed the way we watch shows and movies at home. They also paved the way for Netflix to become a streaming empire. Thanks to those DVD rentals, Netflix was also able to venture into original programming. Things like House of Cards, Kevin Spacey-led drama created the template for the binge watching as we know it, when Netflix released 13 episodes all at once.
Oh, yeah.
And as a thank you to their loyal DVD subscribers, Netflix offered a final shipment of 10 DVDs that customers could actually keep. One of our buddies, Brad Miller, he is chronicled every single. He's one of these final ones, but has always had the DVDs sent to him.
Yeah.
And so they also send you all the movies that you have rented that you're seeing. And so he's crossing his fingers that he gets some of his favorite films as well, because he'll get 10 of them. But to me, I don't have a DVD player. So
Yeah,
I don't
Mitch,
know.
I was going to ask you, do you even have a DVD player nowadays?
Yeah, and you buy and then you would say, well, I'll play it on my computer, like the one in front of you. You can't play
You
one
can't
on
even
that.
do that anymore.
Right.
We have Macs,
Wow.
they don't even have a headphone jack.
Right.
We recently had a garage sale in our neighborhood, and we had a couple of VCR DVD players, and one lady was like losing it. She's like, "Oh my God, I totally needed this."
Well, they're going to come back.
Yeah,
I mean,
of
eventually,
course.
much like
Yeah.
VHS. I think people are going back
Yeah,
watching
I think
VHS
so
now.
too. Yeah.
Just like records with people went from CD to from vinyl to CD.
Yeah.
Now they're going back
now
to
they're
it.
back to vinyl. Well, call it morning sickness. A mom-to-be turned heads recently when she announced her pregnancy while dressed in all black funeral
What?
attire as a way of saying R.I.P. to being kid-free. 23-year-old Sheridan Longston decided to throw in some morbid humor during a recent photo shoot. The young and turnt-rich auntie has finally transitioned to a mother, she posted. She added the update on her Facebook page next to pictures of her in a dark veil, wiping her eyes while holding up photos of her sonogram. She added that all jokes aside, she's truly excited to start this new chapter in her life. Her 6 feet under sense of humor was well received by most of her followers, with many responding with congratulations. However, some thought the mother-to-be in mourning picture was a bit much.
If you know her, I guess, and you get it, you get it.
Yeah.
But if I'd see that, I'm like, well, that's kind of sad that it's a death to something, but I don't know the girl, but sounds like she's doing it all in fun.
Fabian?
It's a controversial take, but I mean, I think controversy is now working out for people
You're
better
right.
than we expect. You know, like when you do something that's not supposed to happen, or at least something the opposite of what it looked like,
Yeah.
it makes it a little bit better. I guess she got more likes off that. She probably got more.
And
attention.
she made more
Yeah.
money
Yeah.
from that altogether. Much like this next story of a teacher. Now listen, I am all support our teachers. We need to be paying them more so they don't
Yep.
have jobs like what I'm about to tell you about. You know where I'm headed. It's happened in Missouri. By the way, Missouri is the show me state.
Sure is.
And boy, she taught him. She's an English teacher. She's on administrative leave right now after they found out she and her husband were running an OnlyFans page. The St. Clair School District launched an investigation into 28-year-old Brianna Coppage after word got out about her racy side gig. Brianna decided to launch her account, there she is, to help supplement her teacher salary. She made $42,000 a year. Get this, she said that she's actually been raking in about $8 to $10,000 a month with this page. And since news of her suspension was making headlines, her fan base has actually doubled. She claims that she never filmed content or posted to the account while she was on school grounds, and her husband are not facing any kind of disciplinary action from her employer. The district said her employment future is pending on the outcome of their final investigation. She also said, I knew this day was coming. I couldn't go without. But highest attendance among teenage boys in her class, though.
I'll
so
tell
you have
what,
to give her that.
I would be paying attention, Mitch. I would really be paying attention.
Get-
I think she has a good class to teach.
I see, he
know what I'm
gets it.
saying?
You know, I would be. You come for the teach, you stay for the English, right?
Would you be paying attention to anything that she said?
I think. Well,
I hope she gives me detention. I don't know, Mitch. I feel good about it. I feel safe.
you know, it's a shame that they have to do that. The bigger picture is, as a teacher has to do stuff like this. It made a lot of money, but they have to supplement their income. I don't think this was the right way to do it. Now, obviously, you sign somewhat of a morality clause when you become a teacher.
Part of it is, there's a twofold argument here. One, when on your off hours, you're at home, you're your own person, you do what you want. However, when you are a teacher, there usually are in contract some sort of morals clause that you have to sign, and clearly that's a huge distraction because obviously, once everyone finds out, then that becomes the talk and the focus in the classroom. So you're taking the focus off of teaching, and then it's all turned on
That's a very good
you.
point.
So I think that's a mistake on her part. If she's, if she's really into teaching for the love of teaching, then she shouldn't be doing this side gig.
And 100% agree with that. And she even went on and said that. She goes, look, I knew this day was coming.
Yeah.
Now teaching's kind of like my part-time job. She's making that much money doing OnlyFans.
And that's what if you're making
So,
that much money, why bother teaching anymore?
Right.
Come
And
on.
that's probably why she doesn't really care at that point.
Model Noella Voigt, a 22-year-old woman with Venezuelan roots, won the 72nd Miss USA pageant. Voigt will represent the United States in the next Miss Universe pageant, which will be held on November 18th in El Salvador. Voigt was born in Florida and was the first Venezuelan American woman to be crowned Miss Utah. She was born to a Venezuelan mother and an American father. The model says she has always been proud of her roots and has defended the Spanish language. Take a look.
As a bilingual Venezuelan American woman, I plan to connect with that community of people because the United States of America is a diverse country, and in Miss USA, it needs to be able to represent every community, no matter their background, their race, their ethnicity, anything. And I would like to be that Miss USA.
I heard a clip of this morning, and what I found so fascinating is the women who were hosting and emceeing and announcing her, never said her name. They just kept saying, Utah won, Utah won, Utah. They never referenced her first or last name.
No, that's interesting. I don't know if that's protocol. I mean, I've never heard that before.
I wonder if they were just
weird.
worried they were going to mispronounce her name.
Well, as somebody who does somewhat, like I'll go around, if I can't pronounce it, I'll go everywhere else.
I don't know why, but it seems like it was it was very strange.
I do want to say this, is that Miss USA, the USA is made up of an amalgam of different cultures and everything.
Yeah.
So I think this is a celebration.
Absolutely.
And some people say Utah, who would think of Utah? We usually think white people in Utah. No, there's a big Hispanic population in that state as well, all right?
Big congratulations.
Big congratulations. What would we say in Spanish there for that?
Congratulaciones.
Let me say it, Greg. I love it.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Today in our kitchen, we are going to attempt to make homemade baby Snicker fun size bars with dates. Yes, medjool dates are often used as a natural sweetener in a variety of sweet, healthy treats.
I love medjool dates, first off. So we're going to try it out. Here's what you're going to need at home. You could probably already have a lot of these if you don't have the dates. Get you 12 medjool dates. You want to pit them out. 3 tablespoons of peanut butter. Get almond butter as well. You'll need about a 1/4 cup of nuts, peanuts or walnuts, or any kind of favorite nuts that you like. Get you some chocolate chips, about a 1/2 cup, and then throw it into with some coconut oil. You need a teaspoon of that. We want to get the expert together. That's why we have Chef Yvonne telling us how to put all these together. These are homemade little Snickers. These are not very funny things. They're just kind of snickering-ish.
Yes, and so today for this recipe, a couple things that you need to know is, first, make sure that you get a little tray with some parchment paper that you can put here. We're going to put this in the fridge when we're all done.
All right.
And I have to ask you guys, are you guys ready to get nutty and dirty today?
Nutty and dirty.
Yes.
I'm ready for it.
All right.
Yvonne, you don't have to ask me twice.
So you can buy the pitted dates already, so that makes it a little easier. Open your dates with a knife, just like this, so it looks a little bit
Usually
like
how most of my dates start, too.
And so,
Without bits?
Without bits, and I open them up with a knife. All right, let's go.
Okay.
You're going
Andrea,
on a date
what
with
I'm
me.
going to ask you to do,
Okay.
take a little bit of peanut butter and put it in there.
Okay.
So yeah, so don't be afraid to use your fingers.
Okay.
And
Are y'all creamy or crunchy peanut butter?
Creamy.
Yeah.
I've noticed that guys are crunchier, more guys like crunchy and more girls like creamy.
Really?
peanut
well,
butter.
and I think girls also like the almond peanut butter.
Yeah, that's true, too. I
very
have almond
trendy,
peanut
and
butter.
that's what I used in my recipe.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, put your nut in there. That looks very lovely.
All right.
And so, Mitch, what I'm going to ask you to do,
just,
you want to
stab it
take a
like that?
exactly. You
Right
want
through here? Okay.
Exactly, and then you're going to take your spoon.
How long do you need to melt these chocolate?
So the chocolate melts really fast. So if you want to hold it, this is how you do
hold it up like that,
Yep,
okay.
and then you just
Oh,
put
look
it
at that,
all
and she just
around.
drizzles it
Yep,
all
go ahead.
over.
And so you want to maybe tap it to get rid of the excess. So why don't you do another one?
Okay.
That way we get Mitch busy.
All right, now once I have them down,
We get Mitch
once I have them down here, I would.
Yes, go ahead and put it. Yeah, so that's optional. You can drizzle it a little bit with a little bit of nuts on top. And so, yeah, for the chocolate, very important, do not overheat your chocolate or else you're going to have to restart. And the other thing that's also a little trick, if your chocolate starts getting a little too hot or a little too sticky, go ahead and just put a little bit of coconut oil in it, and it's going to make it soft again.
That's a great
So yeah,
idea.
so just be careful with your chocolate.
Now dates are kind of like a prune sometimes. I always get them. I used to never eat dates because I was like, oh, they taste like prunes. And I don't think. I mean, now as I gotten older, somebody wants to do a flip. I've noticed that dates are actually really good with like cheese.
They are.
So if you have any left over
yes,
after these, just get you some goat cheese, right?
And so a few facts about dates that I think are interesting. So do you guys know in what kind of trees do the dates grow?
A date tree.
A fig tree?
A fig tree.
It's actually a palm tree.
A
Can
palm tree.
I know, right? So dates grow in palms, and they are.
you take over?
Exactly. You
you.
don't want to lick it.
Well, I do, but.
And so they grow, and then they.
Really?
And in what countries do you guys think they grow? In?
I wouldn't say somewhere south. I would say some like Ecuador, Guatemala, or something like that. I don't know.
Actually, it's the Middle East.
Middle East.
Really?
Yes,
Really?
Middle East, yeah.
Exactly. Iran, Iraq, Saudi
I had
Arabia.
no idea.
And dates
People are
have-
yelling at the TV right now saying, how do you not know that?
And dates have a lot of protein. They have 3 grams of protein, per cup. They have a lot of fiber. So they actually say it's like the best fruit that you can
Okay,
eat.
so we made a couple. We throw these in the fridge for how long?
Yep, so about 20 minutes in the fridge, and you're going to get what you see right there. So are you guys ready
Jackson,
to
you want
try
that?
it?
I'll try, yeah.
Yeah.
We cut these up because they're a little.
Yep.
This looks beautiful. So the inside look is this beautiful layered. You've got the peanut butter and the walnut. Looks great.
So Mitch, you not want to try that?
I do want to try, but my hands are all messed up.
Yeah, let's
All
see.
right, here we
So,
go.
what do you guys think?
Really good. Better than a Snickers bar.
I agree.
Better than a Snickers bar. I'm not joking about that. This is great. Kids are going to love this.
And I think if you want that sugar craving, but you don't want all the processed food from the chocolate, I think this is a great alternative.
Wonderful
Now,
job.
if you're trick or treating and you serve these, are the kids gonna have like, really? We got the fig
We
Snickers?
got that family.
We got that.
They might be a little confused because it's going to be really chewy.
It's really good, though. Great job on these. I love that.
Delicious,
Well, good. I'm
Yvonne.
glad that you guys like it. Yeah, and like you said, I think the whole family are going to enjoy these.
right.
Here's the peanut butter. That was terrific.
And try almond butter as well.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of things to put with peanut butter.
Yeah.
And then there's this. Let me ask y'all this something. What do you call the ends of a loaf of bread?
A heel.
Okay. Throughout most of the United States, heel is the most popular way to refer to that last piece of bread in the loaf, according to a dialect survey conducted by the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Okay.
The next most common name for the final piece of bread slice is the end, which is basically concentrated in the New England area and parts of the Midwest and Southeast. And then finally, crust is next in line with a greater concentration in North. Another variation of the word is butt,
I was going to say.
which was selected by some of the survey respondents from the East Coast and the Great Lakes region. So let's do a quick survey right
Okay.
here. You call it.
I would say heel.
You call it.
Butt.
You call it the butt of the bread.
Well, yeah, the butt bread. Yeah.
the butt bread.
I've never heard butt before.
Really?
You
I'm
that-
sure
you
that's
call
the
it-
only word.
Will calls it over there, camera guys. Who calls it? First, we'll go heel. Who calls it heel? Raise your hand. End, butt. You guys call it butt. All right. Well, I never knew. All right, in the control room.
Everybody calls it the butt bread, I
Now,
guess.
now, James, I know you're from Detroit, so that they say they call it around there, the Great Lakes region. They call it the butt. I've always called it the heel.
Yeah, me
and
too.
For some reason, like I would never eat the heel. Like it was like I always thought, oh, hermetically it had something wrong with it.
I think it's you either love it or you hate
Yeah.
it.
As I've gotten older, I've loved them because it's the last two pieces, and you could throw it in the toaster, and it's crunchier and everything. And I always have felt like it was chemically something different in it.
I give it to my children now. So
You give the
I eat
butt
the
to your
I
kids.
give the butt to
It's
my
like
children.
the ugly
peanut butter,
stepchild.
yes.
That is true.
It's the ugly stepchild
It
of the bread world.
That's a great way to look at it, and that's hence the name of bread.
Yeah.
So you give the kids these things and butts of bread, so they must love you, Yvonne.
Yeah, I know. That's when I cook.
I love that. When you finally
Chef
get to-
Yvonne.
She cooks here at the show all the time. We would have more Daily Flash coming up. We're going to take you a screen chatter. We're also going to get you daily digits. You go anywhere, you're going to miss out on it. This recipe, by the way, is on our website. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. It's Thursday, and I'm Mitch English. That means it's time for us to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. In selected theaters is the survival drama On Fire. It stars Lance Henriksen and Fiona Dourif.
Heavy ash raining down for miles.
Yeah, it's close. Should we be worried?
I hope not.
Destruction is catastrophic.
This is no joke.
The best thing to do is fireproof the house. What do we do now? We wait.
We pray.
The film follows a family who lives in a trailer home in the woods and are suddenly confronted by a wildfire. Survival becomes their main objective.
Let me just say about this movie, there's a metaphor in it. It's about a family and all of their changes that they go through. You know, they surge with family. That you can feel it about them, the way they argue, the way they fight for each other, the way they, you know, I mean, it's a full-blood American family decided to go bow out and live in the woods.
What do you think audiences are going to take away from watching On Fire?
What I hope they take away is some kind of visceral understanding of what these people so many people across America, went through and are going through. And then the threat, the threat that the firefighters are living under. I really didn't have an understanding of what those people face and put themselves through. So maybe a little more thought and respect for the frontline workers.
On Fire is a well-told and acted survival story underlining the importance of our relationship with nature, the incredible bravery of America's first responders, and the deep connections we have with family. Again, On Fire will be in selected theaters this Friday. It gets an A and is rated PG-13. In theaters now is the animated film Paw Patrol, the mighty movie.
When our world is threatened, one team is ready to launch.
Did he say lunch?
No, I said launch.
The meteor's heading straight for us! Get down! Whoa!
When a magical meteor crash lands in Adventure City, it gives the Paw Patrol pups superpowers, transforming them into the Mighty Pups. Although very young kids will love the brightly colored animation, the plot strays away from the team and focuses on the Sky character, voiced by McKenna Grace. In the end, the film just isn't interesting for its target audience. Again, Paw Patrol, the mighty movie, is in selected theaters and gets a C. It's rated PG. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Tony, thank you. Let's jump into our daily digits for today. Matt Doolittle is off, so I've got the pleasure. We've got your news by the numbers. Here we go. Our first number is 17. The Federal Trade Commission and 17 states have sued Amazon, accusing the e-commerce side of pushing out and shutting down their competition. The complaint says Amazon has used a set of tactics to unlawfully maintain monopolies. It goes on to claim that Amazon buries listings offered at lower prices on other sites. At the same time, it also charges sellers high fees, forcing merchants to raise their prices on the platform as well as on other e-commerce sites in order to keep their products competitive on Amazon. Our next number, 52. That's the percentage of U.S. adults that say they will probably or definitely not get the new COVID-19 vaccine. That's according to the latest Kaiser Family Foundation COVID-19 poll. Now, on the flip side, 23% of adults say they definitely plan to get the vaccine, while another 23% will probably get it. From a political perspective, this is interesting. Of the 23% who definitely plan to get the latest COVID vax, 70% are Democrats, 24% Republicans. Our final number, 15.4 billion. Two reports out this week show women are paying big time for the so-called pink tax when it comes to their health care. The latest data reveals women spend more out of pocket than men when it comes to company-sponsored health insurance programs. And when it comes to breast cancer, the added expense of exams could be causing them to think twice about if and when to pay for the added expense of a mammogram.
Ooh, that's not good.
No, I mean, that could be a life or death situation, Mitch. And back to the COVID story, I heard this morning on the radio there was an ad for Moderna. And at the very end, you know, when they do all the disclaimers, this vaccine might not be appropriate for everyone.
That's interesting. Do you think that was, I'm sure it's a legal thing, but even goes to tell you what is the use for it then?
Right.
Yeah.
Where 2 years ago or a year ago, we were like,
no,
yeah, no option.
More Flash, more fun coming up after this.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, your source for trending news and entertainment.
We are graced today by our buddy, one and only Fabian Marcano from Daily Flash Tino, hanging out here, filling in for Matt Doolittle, doing a great job doing that as well.
Muchas gracias.
All right, listen, during the year, and you'll learn this, Fabian, during the year, there's certain times of the year I just take off. They go, where's Mitch? We don't know. I take off Shark Week, Toyotathon, and where they can't find me during this time. And then when the McRib is back, okay? Yeah. And so this last go-round where they said...
Shamrock Shake?
No, Shamrock, no. It just can't because first off, the ice cream machine's never working, and I don't trust why it turned green in the first place. But so the McRib, so back in, I think, November or maybe earlier this year, rather, they said, McRib's gone. Get one now before it's gone
it.
forever. It is going away. We're getting rid of the McRib.
Never to return.
Never to return. Well, and you know what I did. After sobbing and crying, and I went, and about every other day, I went and had me a McRib because I was like, I want to have these McRibs. Well, come and find out, it was all scam.
Shocking.
And McDonald's got busted for it. So they're saying, no, it's gone. It's gone. Okay, so how they justify it is they go, it's gone from this location for right now. But I saw on the wall, on my hand, grease and everything coming down my hand, and all over my face it says, McRib may never be back. I remember reading and looking at it.
Final farewell.
Final farewell tour is what they called it. And they said it was all basically
a
marketing.
McNightmare.
A McNightmare, a McLie, a McMarketing thing. So they're saying they're going to bring it back to like locations around the country. So you don't know when. So they did this back in 2005, and I didn't know about this.
And you weren't tuned in.
I wasn't tuned into the McRib dilemma back in 2005. So I don't know. I feel a little cheated because I bought a lot of McRibs. I don't know if I'm going to protest.
The McLie. I like that.
So you guys, I might be working for when McRib's back. Toyotathon still, I'm gone. I'm sorry, no matter what.
Shark Week too.
Shark Week.
You never find you during Shark Week.
You know about Shark Week.
I think I might have to hop in with you.
Come on, we'll go get
it.
We'll do Shark Week together.
So you're going to road trip during Shark Week to try and find a McRib.
Yes, I will.
All right.
I will.
We need
I
some
love my
video on
McRibs. I love them.
It's the end of a movie rental era. After 25 years, Netflix is calling it a day with their DVD mail service. The streamer sent out their final discs on September 29th, and those iconic red envelopes changed the way people watched shows and movies at home. They also paved the way for Netflix to become a streaming empire. Thanks to those DVD rentals, Netflix was also able to venture into original programming, including House of Cards. That Kevin Spacey-led drama created the template for binge watching as we know it today when Netflix released all 13 episodes at once. So as a thank you to their loyal DVD subscribers, Netflix offered a final shipment of 10 DVDs that the customers could keep. Because what are they going to do with them? They don't want them back.
They're coasters.
They're coasters, right?
CDs. It's interesting because now we have so many options. Movie night isn't the best. Like, we used to look forward to it. It's like we go to the movie house and we know that there would be a certain movie we wanted to see this Friday. And this was kind of like the conduit into that stage going away. But we did know that we had 2 or 3 DVDs of those movies waiting for us at the house. Hey, Friday we're going to watch this movie. Because we didn't have streaming. And it's kind of weird now because they say it's the KISS mentality, keep it simple. When you don't have that many options, you look forward to it. But when you have so many options, you feel like you've lost out on something.
I can see that, definitely.
And I feel that way at least. And there's, you grew up that way, right? It was always streaming has been around, right?
I mean, yeah, but I did start off watching movies in the car with CDs. So like my thing is I'm kind of confused. I don't know if enough people are going to have a DVD player or possibly if they even care to do that. Is the quality better maybe?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, I think in the cars it will still kind of work. I know they make some cars, but for the kids or for even like just travel. But I know now with Netflix I can download it and just watch it on my iPad.
Yeah, that is true.
And not only one, but I can download 5 or 6, 7, 8, 10 movies.
But don't you love having a library of movies?
I did.
That.
Until I married a minimalist.
Oh, and then you had to get rid of everything.
She didn't like it as much.
So you no longer have that movie library.
And her thing was as far as pictures, she was like, well, just put them all down onto a DVD, and then you can have all the pictures on the DVD. I'm like, all right,
it does make it faster, Mitch.
Not
it
the
does.
same.
Yeah, and I don't have a place for them anyway. So, but we hope that you have a place for us right after this commercial break because we got a whole show packed with goodness you're gonna love. If you're feeling it in the air, you'll notice that it's a little bit more crisp, and that means fall is here, and it's time to look forward to a change of scenery. I'm talking about more than just leaves falling and snow-capped mountains. Here at Flash Travel, we're going to set you up with 4 fall destinations that's going to fit anyone's lifestyle, and who knows, stir up a little bit of wanderlust in us all. Whether you're looking for a city break centered on a spooky lore, maybe have a burning need to see some fiery fall foliage, well, we've got the best ideas right here on these best last-minute fall trips. Our first stop takes you to North Carolina, Brevard to be more specific. Talk about a change. The quaint and quiet town of Brevard is an idyllic area to sneak away. And while a 40-minute drive from Asheville, it's just close enough to pop in to check out what the Appalachian Mountains have to offer. All right, I've talked about the Blue Ridge Parkway last week, and I told you about it being one of the most scenic highways in the country, especially come fall. Well, Brevard is just a stone's throw away from the best of North Carolina's mountains, all from the Great Smoky Mountains National Park as well. Give yourself a little time to check out a few of the breweries, the local shops, and take in what Brevard has to offer since it's right there in the center of the Appalachian Mountains. One thing you don't want to miss is taking a hike in the nearby trails, like the iconic Looking Glass Rock or one of the 250 waterfalls for picture-perfect panoramas are just unbelievably incredible. Brevard's wilderness and unique experiences are nearby. It is a perfect fall must-see. All right, let's go a little further north to Prince Edward Island, where you'll not only find a harbor full of boats with buildings, but it being Canada's smallest province, Prince Edward Island is a wonderful land of natural splendor. We here at Flash Travel like to call the place the PEI. That's because we're cool like that, but we also want to save the time to talk about the area. PEI is connected to the mainland by the 8-mile-long Confederation Bridge. Now, if you want to take in the entire area, take a ferry from Caribou, Nova Scotia. Keep your eyes open. You're going to see 63 lighthouses whose beacons you'll most likely see into the cover of night. Get your belly ready so you can follow the Island Culinary Trail, all in search of the best fresh seafood you can imagine. Now listen, if hiking is your thing, there's a new long-distance trail recently revealed that circumnavigates the entirety of PEI, but you can also enjoy day hikes and idyllic bike rides all along the Confederation Trail, which all crisscrosses across the island's marshes, pine forests, and the grassy knolls. All right, next idea takes you to the DR, as in Dominican Republic. So maybe cooler temperatures don't get you going these days of the fall and you want to hold on to those summer nights. Well, the answer is a last-minute trip to check out the DR. Keep in mind that fall is hurricane season for the Caribbean, so there is a risk of bad weather. So a last minute may actually work in your favor. The Dominican Republic's pristine beaches and luxury resorts are usually quite available at this time of year because of the threat of the storms. So the bonus is no crowds. And located just off the southern coast of the main island is La Saona, one of the most stunning strips of sand in the Caribbean. If you're a fan of Pirates of the Caribbean, guess what? That's where they shot it. It's a place for you. You can check out the shooting locations. If you're getting closer to nature, makes you fall in love with the area, this national park area is vital for turtle nesting, so you'll be able to see for yourself. The only inhabited portion of the island is the pipsqueak town of Mono Juan, and the accommodation is basic. The desert island vibes are worth the grip. Finally, our last Flash Travel suggestion takes us back to the good old US of A, to the Black Hills and Badlands of South Dakota. This is where the buffalo roam, and you'll get to see it up close and personal as you drive through and check out the incredible terrain just in time for the autumn colors. South Dakota's Black Hills and Badlands is an area covering millions of acres in western South Dakota and a collection of not only national parks but national forests. It's become a haven this time of year. Of course, the iconic Mount Rushmore is a sight to be seen, all wreathed in colorful leaves and fall events, while the annual Fall River Hot Air Balloon Festival and Custer State Park Buffalo round trip are fun activities to plan your trip around. So what about you? Where's the perfect fall destination? Let us know and let the world know by commenting on our Facebook page. Just look for Flash Travel TV on Facebook and leave your comment. Even faster way, just go to flashtraveltv.com and it'll take you directly there.
What is KSA Entertainment? It's trending news, entertainment, lifestyle,
KSA Entertainment.
culture, it's love, it's food, it's family, it's life, it's shopping, it's empowerment. KSA Entertainment. It's fitness, it's travel. KSA. It's fun. It's engaging. It's Daily Flash Latino. Life, love, shopping. This is KSA Entertainment.
The rapid advancement of drone technology is having a major impact on critical industries in the United States as drones have become indispensable tools driving both innovation and efficiency. Joining us now to discuss is the co-founder and CEO of leading U.S. drone manufacturer Skydio, Adam Bry.
Many people are familiar with drones as cool toys, but over the last few years, drones have become incredibly powerful tools for many of the industries that our civilization runs on. So we're seeing this have really incredible impact in public safety, in critical infrastructure inspection across transportation, as well as energy utilities, construction companies, communications companies. So a lot of the applications are impacting the things that we use and rely on every day. One of the industries that we're most excited about the impact in is public safety. So you might have a missing person in a field or in a forest where it could take hours to find them on foot. And if you have a drone, the officer can put it in the air and in just a few minutes, oftentimes locate the person that they're looking for. We just launched the X10, which we're very excited about. So it's got the best sensors ever on a drone this size, but then it pairs that with really advanced artificial intelligence. If you want to learn more, you can go to skydio.com to learn more about the industries that we serve and the kinds of solutions that we offer.
All right, pumpkin spice, the changing leaves, fall definitely in the air, right? Well, so are the sniffles and sneezes. But how do you know the difference between allergies and the common cold? Zyrtec has partnered up with family physician Dr. Leslie Gonzalez, and she's got some great advice to help you get through the season. Hey there, Dr. Gonzalez.
Thanks for having me today. The difference between cold symptoms and allergy symptoms is with an allergy, you usually have a runny nose, eyes, ears, throat, sneezing, and even congestion. With the cold, you may experience a wet cough and an abrupt fever, and that's the main difference. I like recommending Zyrtec D to my patients who are experiencing congestion with their allergies. It works within the first 30 minutes on the congestion and continues working for another 12 hours. Now, if you're not experiencing any congestion, then I suggest Zyrtec tablets. It works within the first hour and continues giving you relief for the next 24. Plus, if you take it the next day, it works even harder. Another tip that I like telling my patients is to wash their hands, face, and change their clothes after they've been outside. Another one is check the weather for the day and the pollen counts. That will give you an idea if you should even go outside in the first place. And lastly, wear sunglasses and a hat if you do need to go outside because they will decrease your exposure to allergens. For more information, go to Zyrtec.com.
In today's rapidly evolving tech landscape, one fact stands out. Only 28% of all technologists are women. To shed light on the issue and discuss solutions, we're heading to Grace Hopper Celebration 2023, the world's largest gathering of women and non-binary technologists. Joining us from AnitaB.org, the nonprofit behind the prolific event, are Jenny Anderson-Fraser, VP of Business Development, Customer Success, and Pamela Gibbs, Chief Product Officer.
We're being honest, though. Issues that women face in technology are not exclusive to women in technology. They are but they're like absolutely amplified by being a woman technologist, because that about 1 in 5 technologists identify as women. So if you have 80% of the people who are building, designing, and deploying technology, they don't represent the global majority or even like the diversity of lived experiences that we all have.
We at AnitaB.org are really focused on increasing the presence, the advancement, and the participation of women and non-binary technologists within the technological sector. As you can see behind us, there are a lot of people here. We have about 30,000 attendees in person and online, in addition to upwards of 300 companies that have come in support to help close the gap and further our initiatives of making tech more equitable. So we are really excited to be showcasing this with you.
For more information, you can visit AnitaB.org.
And look at there, the big game is almost here. And who better than football, food, and reality TV star Jesse Palmer to give us the scoop on the big game party hacks and how fans can actually host their own Better Bowl. Hey there, Jesse.
Well, I'm super excited to be teaming up with Avocados from Mexico to help everybody elevate their big game party by making a better bowl of guac. Now listen, I love hosting parties. I also, though, want it to be easy on everybody that's over at my place watching the big game. So I know that everything is better with Avocados from Mexico, and you've got to have guac on game day. It's not game day without guac. So I love to make a guac bar like what you see in front of you here. You start with the star of the show. It's Avocados from Mexico, all mashed up. We've got our salt, we've got our lime, and outside of that, you're putting all your extra toppings. So we've got onions, we've got crunchy toppings, we've got fruits, and then my personal favorite, jalapenos, because I love a spicy bowl of guac. Well, Avocados from Mexico has come up with this really cool, first of its kind AI tool. It's called Guac AI Mole. People need to go to betterbowl.ai. All you've got to do is upload photos of the ingredients you have, and instantly, this AI generated tool will curate a personalized recipe just for you to make an amazing bowl of guac. It's fun, it's interactive, it's so easy to use. It's gonna make your game day party so much better. Well, just like we say in football, oftentimes the game is won days before anybody takes the field. Same thing on the big game day for you. You don't want to be stressed out, running out to grab ingredients you may have forgotten literally the day of the big game. So, my biggest tip, buy your avocados in advance. Give them an opportunity to ripen so that they're the perfect consistency for your great bowl of guac on game day. Well, I know people are oftentimes in a rush, people are busy. There are actually some really cool hacks out there that people can use to make sure their guacamole or their avocados ripen a little bit faster. You can take avocados, put them in a brown paper bag with a banana, that'll work. You can also take avocados and put them in an uncooked bowl of rice, that'll do the trick. You can take your avocados and put them in sunlight, that'll work. And then conversely, if you're like me sometimes and you buy too many avocados and you want them to stay ripe longer, you can take ripe avocados and put them in the fridge and they'll last longer. So there's lots of great hacks out there to help you out. If people want to learn more, they can go to avocadosfrommexico.com and they can also go to betterbowl.ai to have some incredible recipe inspiration for an amazing bowl of guac on game day. All right, thanks so much.
All right, thanks, Jesse. More details are on our website, dailyflashshow.com.
So good. Welcome back to Daily Flash. A super spy is drawn into a treasure hunt that takes him around the world. However, the secret agent's troubled past could jeopardize his mission. With an all-star cast led by Henry Cavill and Bryan Cranston, including John Cena, featuring pop star Dua Lipa, this is today's must-watch movie, Argyle. You ready?
Let's take our seats.
Whoa! Hey! There's a cat in there! Oh my God, you're Ellie friggin' Conway.
Author of Argyle series, Ellie Conway!
I am such a fan!
Oh yeah? What is it you do?
Espionage.
Would you sign my book?
Here we go. I love this book. Come on.
Who are these people?
Real life spies.
Why would they care about me?
Because you're a goddamn fortune teller, Ellie. What you wrote in your new book actually happened, and you kicked a hornet's nest you didn't even know existed.
I'm in some really big trouble, Mom. Oh, so now you're experimenting with drugs.
I want all assets on them now. I need her to write the next chapter. God, I hate that cat.
It's time for you to meet the real Agent Argyle.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Mitch, that looks so good.
I'm going to say it. You know why? 1 star in. I'm going to say it. Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston.
The man is never in a bad movie
I
whatsoever.
love Sam Rockwell.
Well, yeah, they keep on. Bryce Dallas Howard is in there. John Cena, Sam Rockwell. Incredible
Dua Lipa.
movie. Dua Lipa. So we know what we're going to be doing in February at least,
We
right?
sure do.
Fortunately, right now, we got to go away, but we have a Friday version set up for you tomorrow. Thank you all for joining us. Here's some of the folks that make this show how awesome it is. Y'all be good or good at it. We'll see you when we look at you. Look at them.
Cheers, everybody. Be
Bye-bye.
good.